All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Health Movement Podcast. I'm your host, Derek. I'm a teacher of over 20 years and a certified personal trainer. I have an awesome guest with us today. I want to introduce him, but before I do, we are not doctors. So before you go changing any programming or anything like that, please consult your physician. And also, if you're listening on Spotify, please hop over to the YouTube channel. If you enjoy it, Health Movement Podcast, please give us a like, a follow, comment, all that spiel. So, all right, now that that's all out of the way, without any further ado, I would like to introduce Emmanuel Kamau to us, or to all of you. He is the co-founder, I believe, of the Oak City Run Club, or are you the straight founder?
Straight founder, and then brought in a full team. I know.
That's awesome. I have a lot of questions, but I'm just going to throw the ball to your court, and you can kind of get us started. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with this run club of yours.
Yeah, so thank you that was a great intro, man. I feel like if only I could get introduced like that every day. I feel like I get a bigger head than I already have. So I mean, really, first of all, thank you for inviting and just reaching out. This is awesome. It's amazing what you're doing. But awesome. Really, the run club started just because of essentially I had some friends reaching out, wanting to work out together, run, and throughout the week. And just like yourself, Derek, you're a busy man. So when you have 10, 15 people a week asking you to coordinate to run, it's like you get to a point where like you guys are just going to come to me. That was another reason. But then also, I'm a very humble person, but I get very competitive. And when we first started doing the little run club, the run club itself, someone had reached out. They're like, "Oh, how's that little run club doing?" And then that's when for me it like the Michael Jordan switch flipped off, and I just went obsession. But really, everything that we've done this past year, and the reason I say we is because the team behind is just, or the team like behind OCRC and doing what they're doing is incredible. But everything that we've done is an example of what we've done for the past like 10 plus years with my friends and I, whether it's going to the gym, then going to run, going on a trip. So it's been a blast. It's been a blast.
Can I ask how old you are? Is that an okay question?
No, of course. Yeah. I just turned 28 this year, April 13th.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are still, I mean, you're not old, but in my eyes, I'm 46. Yeah. You're a young buck in my eyes.
You're young.
You're accomplishing a heck of a lot here, and you already seem you got a good direction. You got a good work ethic to create this thing that you've created. I've been watching on Instagram since you guys or since we first connected, and it's inspiring. It's fun to watch it, just to see how happy everybody is and how much they're enjoying it. There's got to be a part of you that's like, man, I did this.
There's this video of this like comedian, this black guy. His name is, I think his stage name is being like his Instagram name is Drewski, and he has this clip of people re-edit it all the time, and it's him in like a Louis Vuitton robe in a ski trip, and it's like when you're on a trip and you brought everyone together, it's like, I built this. This is me. I would say there's like a 1% of that, but it's like I'll tell you, 2 weeks ago we had our 1 year anniversary, and that I just walked around like a dad, like a proud dad watching his son play ball. I don't have any kids, but I mean, seeing from 8 people last year to literally now in the hundreds, to where we took over the entire place where we were at.
That was packed.
Yeah, like, I mean, we had to do our group picture with a drone.
That's when you told me, when we were talking about the evolution of it, I thought it was 10 years old with the amount of like community that you've built up. Mm-hmm. It's amazing in just a year. I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry. I'm just excited about this. This is amazing. So sorry. Continue.
No, you're good. I think that I mean, really, just building it has just been, it's been a culmination of past things in life. So I worked at the YMCA for about 7.5 to 8 years, working with kids, from elementary school all the way up to high schoolers. I went through the different programs. I mean, I saw kids who came from, billion-dollar backgrounds to kids who saw their parents die right in front of them. So you got to learn the different perspective. And at the when I say YMCA, at the Y, I always learned it was just one kid at a time. And my whole obsession was like, all right, if I can just make Derek have the best time, if he only came for one day in his entire life, I want to make sure he has the best time. And that just became like that obsession of like, okay, all right, if we're playing this, we're doing this, like having a little handshake, like, hey, like what's been the highlight of your day? And ironically enough, that's just what's been translated to Run Club, where when we first came, it was just shaking hands, one person at a time, like, hey, like, what's your name? Where you from? What school do you go to? And it's interesting now because that effect has just grown. And people who've been there for like 1 week, they invite like 3 4 friends this following week, and then they're showing them around, and it's grown. So it's been honestly, it's been like life changing just to watch it.
That question right there that you asked, the simple thing of what's your name, has such an effect when somebody hears their name and like if it was my second time going and I hear you say, "Hey Derek, welcome back. I'm glad you're here." Like that means something to people. And
Yeah,
when you foster that sort of community and that sort of reach with people, that makes a huge difference. It's a
yeah,
subtle little thing. Most people overlook that and the importance of it. So that
hundred
was it,
percent.
it sounds like you've kind of incorporated that in your day-to-day life. I imagine you're the guy who goes to Starbucks, you read the name tag of the person behind the counter, and you say, "Hey Nancy, thank you very much." Am I
Yeah,
right on that
no,
one?
you're spot on. Yeah, it's you know what it is? It was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. 10 years ago, reading that book,
Yeah,
and there's the sweetest sound to someone is their own name. It's sweeter than honey,
that's
and
true.
just that having just again, you just never know what's going to happen. You know, you never know what someone is going through, and I mean, we've had people. It reminds me both of like the YMCA and the Run Club. Of like at the YMCA side, I've had people tell me how they were having dark thoughts, and just the fact that I would remember their name helped them kind of get out. But it wasn't me actively doing that. It was just me wanting to be a kind person.
Yeah.
Or someone who, recently meeting at Run Club, it's like, hey, this has helped a lot because I just ended a relationship. Well, a family member just died. I just moved here. I didn't know anyone. X, Y, and Z. So it's fun, but it's also like now that weight is on, you know, now being responsible for that.
Has it started to kind of take a life of its own though at this
Oh
point?
yeah.
I know you probably have a lot you still have to do. I'm not trying to diminish
Yeah.
your role, but I imagine it's now a thing. It's not
Oh,
just you running it. It's a thing.
yeah. I mean, it really started to blow up when my best friend brother's name is Darian. He came just to help out in around this time, around July, August. And I was just like, Darian, like, let's just take this thing to the moon and let's just see what happens. And he's like, all right, let's do the dang thing. Let's do it. And then that grew. Then in August, we had a girl, her name is Carly, who now she's the brains behind our social media. She came for one run and that was like, oh my gosh, we have 10 people. Like this is wild. And then she
Yeah.
brought like 5 friends the next weekend. We were like, whoa, like what, all, all systems go. And then one of our other friends, pretty much brother in the group, his name's Josh, who does our videography. Then he came. Then now it's like a team of almost 7 people. And
That's awesome.
funny enough, that's the goal that I wrote down, or the intention I wrote down at the beginning of this year, was to build a team to where it can grow. And with work, when I was in New York in Q2 for majority of the time because I needed to be there, it made me so happy because that's when the Run Club actually grew. And that's when, for me, I knew there are 2 moments when I was watching in New York where they were going from 50 members to 60 to 70 to 80 to now hundreds. That's when I was like, okay, it's growing. But when I came back for a little bit for a run, I was running at our Run Club and someone was like, so how long have you been coming to this Run Club for? I was like, just for a couple weeks. But it was that, for me, made me so happy because I'm like, all right, it's no longer about me, and it's
Yeah,
taken off now. It's its
that's
own thing.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So have you been running your whole life? Is this a passion or is it just originally part of staying in shape and
Yeah.
exercising?
It all the above. So my mom, I'm originally born and raised in Kenya. I know sometimes I can't necessarily hear it, but my African accent comes back sometimes when I'm
Oh
when
no,
I'm
you
talking.
don't have much of an accent at
I
all.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny enough, this is my accent. This is me thinking to talk like I guess an American, but how I actually talk is like this. So this is like my regular way of talking, like this, which
You
people are always
talk
like, huh?
however you want, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
You just
So,
talk.
but no, yeah, in Kenya, my mom and I would do. So we left Kenya when I was in third grade. From first till third grade, we would do 5Ks every month. Like that was like
Really?
that was like our thing. And like she would always tell me, I can't remember where it came from. We just started doing it. Moved here. I would say the past 4.5 to 5 years is when I've really got into like fitness and training and doing things. And so I started running I went back to running because we were doing a challenge with another place that I worked at where we all ran a marathon, and it's all of us working around the world. So we all just started training this 2 years ago, and that's how I
Really?
first did it. So like I actually don't like running, but I'll never let it win. Like I'll never
That's
hang
that
up my shoes.
competitive side of you.
I will
Yeah, yeah.
never let it win. But there's days where you have a really good run, and then there's days where you wake up and it takes you 30 minutes to put on your socks. So
It's, you sound like Goggins a little bit there. Where
yeah, I
you
wish. Yeah,
you're a
yeah,
lot nicer though. Well, he seems
yeah,
nice. You can control your language a little better
yeah,
than he does.
100%.
So
Yeah,
that in I know growing up in the States, it's like when you're little, you play soccer first, and then as you get a little older, it's football or basketball or things like. Is running huge in Kenya? Is that
yeah. I mean,
because
it's like,
I see the Boston Marathon, which I've grown up with,
mhm.
and Kenya is really really well represented, and they a lot of the men from Kenya do excellent, the women as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like running is like one of these sports. Running in football or in America, soccer,
Yeah,
those two things are the main sports. My funny enough, now when I've gotten into running, my mom and Elliot Kipchoge, they used to go to school together when they were kids.
yeah,
So it's just been cool and like seeing some of the people who are running, like we're from the same tribes. So it's
that's
really cool
cool.
seeing on there.
That's really cool. So you're at a couple hundred people, right? Or in the hundreds, couple hundred people. Do you have
Yeah,
like
I
a
mean,
number?
our last week we had around 150. Our 1 year we were at like 300 plus max. Like we had, yeah, and it's just to me, it's like there's 300 people who decided to cut. Like I got this award when we got on a trip. It was called "Give a Speech" because I always laugh. I always give speeches. But I was just sitting there and I'm like, there are 300 people at that day, or there's 100 people, even if it's when there's 10. There's X amount of people who every Saturday they give us like 3 hours of their Saturday, and to me, it's like personally, I don't take that for granted, and it's like
No.
that's making sure I can be able to deliver to them as much value as possible, especially when it's free. Like we're not paying them to do that, right?
Yeah, yeah. So do you have like, I mean, you seem like a goal-oriented individual. Is there in your mind like where you want this to go, or is it just like let's just keep people happy and healthy, and if they should more show up, welcome them all, and it just keeps
Yeah.
growing?
So I recently just registered OCRC as a 501(c)(3), and so
I don't
this
know what
way
that
it's
is.
like a nonprofit basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So the goal is so that basically is just like there's a lot of different tax stuff that allows you to go ahead and do
Yeah.
that, but the benefit of that is that end goal I've always wanted to start like a charity foundation for like young men. I grew up in a single family household with my mom, so like later on in life that's something that I'll do. But with OCRC is to be able to have a nonprofit per se that yes, it allows people to get better in life through movement. But I would say that the end game is just really just what you said, making people happy, uh, getting people healthy, and also just building community and getting to a point where we're a force for good. Like starting September, we're going to start also doing, or starting next month, really, but more consistently doing stuff with philanthropy. That's always been a big part of
Mhm.
my life. So we're going to do like a back to school drive, children's cancer awareness 5K in September. So in a way where it's like wherever we go, we leave it better than we found it.
I like that. I like that
Yeah,
quote a lot. Actually, I got to
yeah,
write that time down because that was good. I want to talk to you about something after we're done recording here that
yeah.
I'm kind of working on in the background that it seems like it might be right up your alley. So
Amazing.
I'll remind me at the end. I'll chat with you about that. Um, so one thing you had said that I wanted to jump back to where, and this is an amazing perspective to have when you're working with the kids at the YMCA, and in your mind it was like, if they're only coming here once, I want them to remember that this was an amazing experience. So you go out of your way. And I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan and his
Yeah.
work ethic and mentality. And he would not take games off unless he was broken because
Mm-hmm.
he knew that somebody saved up their money and it might be the only time they get to come and they want to see him play. Um, and I just think that's the outlook to have in life and in general is whenever you're doing anything,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know what they're dealing with. But if you can just give a little extra or a little something, then a smile on the street can change someone's day. Just, hey, how's it going? Or hold the door, have a great day. Like little things like that. And I'm getting the sense from you that that is the sort of community that you've built with everybody that shows up.
100%. And that's, I mean, like you just said it perfectly. I mean, and also watching Kobe Bryant as well too, just his mentality is incredible. But it's that you just never know. I mean, again, if someone is coming on a Saturday, so we have an 8 a.m. Bible study, and then which is optional for people, but
Yep.
that's always been part of the plan. And then 8:30 people start to like. So if someone is coming on a Saturday to do that and to go out of their way, we have people who drive almost an hour just to come there and to do
Wow.
that. It's like for me, it's like the least that we can do is just make sure that they have a great time when they're doing something that they probably don't want to do. They've probably had a long week. You know, they've had this happen, they've had this happen, but like when they come to when your point where you're saying of like people are happy, it's like even if you only come once, I want to make sure that you come and you leave and you're like, that was literally the greatest Saturday that I've had. And we've had people message us like, hey, this I've never felt like this before. Like I've never been in an area where everyone is just happy. like
Yeah.
everyone is just like everyone is just genuinely happy. And so that's like the obsession that I have, and I think also seeing everyone else have that same obsession of like let's just spread that positivity, because again you just never know what someone is going through.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. There's this guy that I like watching his clips. His name's Sam Dema.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't actually know what his job is, but you
Uh-huh.
hear him giving speeches. I think he's more of a public speaker, but he was telling a story how he had texted his friend or called him or texted him. He was like, and his buddy was still in bed. It was like noon. He's like, dude, it's a rough day. I can't get out of bed. So he's like, all right. So he hung up the phone. And he like looked on his Instagram, his Facebook, and he found out that him and his wife love tacos. So he did Uber Eats and sent him tacos. And he was watching on the phone, like seeing when the guy would arrive. And he's like, all right, good. It got there. Within 20 seconds, his buddy had called in tears. He's like, dude, I can't believe you did this. His wife's crying. And they're like, we just had to close the business. We had to lay off so many people. Like,
Oh
I can't.
man.
And the guy's like, dude, it's a taco. He's like, no, it's not. Like, you gave us hope. You gave us something. Um, and like you said, you don't know what people are going through. And
Yeah.
if it's a tough week, my guess is that 8 o'clock, or if they're not doing the Bible part, the 8:30 is something they look forward to. And that's like, it's like, I don't know if you're a frequent gym goer.
Yeah.
I'm an early morning guy. Like I
Same.
get there like 4:30, 5 o'clock, depending on the week.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I'm there. I know who's going to be there. It's the same crew of idiots who get up at the same time every
Yeah.
day, but it's a good community and it just puts you at ease. So it's a good space to be in.
Yeah.
So it sounds the same exact thing. I don't know. I just love what you've created here and love what you guys are doing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, my goal is my Achilles tendonitis is flaring up pretty bad. I paint houses during the summer, and I think being on a ladder during the day has inflamed it quite a bit. So once that's underway, I do want to come down there for a run.
Look,
And I also hate running.
Yeah.
With a passion. I did.
we'll run together.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I won't complain though. I'll have a smile on my face. But
Yeah.
I did a challenge in the fall of running a mile a day every day for 30 days. It was awful. And, and everyone's like, you got to get past the first mile.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that sounds awful. Like it's no fun, but I did it. And that actually, it didn't hurt. So I know I can get back to that. So I would love to make the trip down there sometime to do that run. That would be fun.
Whenever you do, you have a home here. So we got you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have merch, or is there any way that people can support what you guys are doing?
Yeah. I mean, I think we actually we did a merch run a couple weeks ago, the beginning of June.
Sorry, just to clarify, because my mom listens and some other people, merch is merchandise. Like
there we go. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, Mom.
Memorabilia and the sorts.
Yes.
So we had shirts, hoodies, like one t-shirt design that just said black with OCRC at the front, and then on the back it said Saturdays are for clubbing. And then we had a hat that said "We Run Raleigh." So Raleigh is where our city. And then on the side it said OCRC. And then we had a hoodie that had OCRC at the front. It was like a creamish hoodie, and on the back it had a coffee cup or like a guy running, and it was like in the shape of a coffee cup because there's a coffee shop we go to next door. The hoodie was actually the best seller. We sold out of everything in a week.
Oh, everybody loves hoodies. Yeah, I can see that.
So I mean, I would say regarding merch wise, we'll be doing another one later on this month. But I really want to stress, because I know they're going to be seeing this, like already told the team, Carly, Josh, AJ, Jorge, Darian, like it. I was telling them like I think it's when you're just talking about pouring into other people, like the story that you just gave of that man who just sent some tacos over just to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing seeing how it started like this, and now like other people take. It's like sports, like in anything.
Yeah.
When someone else or a company, when someone else takes what you started and turns into something that you didn't even think that was possible, is
Yeah.
just like incredible.
They do their own iteration on it, and it evolves, and yeah, they make it their own. But that's
Yeah,
so. I definitely want to make sure this will come out probably before the merch update does. But
yeah,
just
yeah.
let me know when that does, because I
Of
want to push
course.
that as much as
Of
I got
course,
to get. I,
I'll make sure to send you some stuff too once
I
once
got
we
to
have
get a
the
hoodie.
deal.
I definitely want to order a hoodie there.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. So if people want to do this in their own area, I mean, you've gone through the process. Do you have like a blueprint in your head of how it worked and what the steps were? I know you kind of
Yeah.
went through a little what you did, but if you have advice to people, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, if you want to get into the technical side, I have a friend who I can actually connect you with her because she's like an OG in Run Club, but her name is
Oh,
Maya. She
okay.
started Chicago Run Collective. They have an average of like 1,500 to 2,000 people who come to her run.
Wow.
And so I had reached out to her. She gave me some help, but initially, like, hey, create your basics, like a Strava group that's local so people can find you on Strava. Create and then
Can you
in
say
Insta.
what? Can you tell the audience what
Yeah.
Strava
Oh,
is?
yeah. So Strava is basically think of it. It allows you to track your workouts, but specifically for running. So it's like running social media. So people
Okay,
mainly use
yeah,
it for running, for walking, for biking. But you can create groups in there and put in locations, and people can find it online. So even recently, I looked at our Strava and we were at like 500 and something members,
yeah. Wow.
and that grew. And so people will just join it because it allows them to find it. And then simple a waiver, liability waiver, got to get those stuff knocked down. But Instagram and TikTok, great place to start. And then from there, this is exactly what I did. This is what people have done in the past. I put up a screenshot that just said, hey, I'm thinking about starting a run club. The idea is to get people together. Imagine waking up, you go for a run, you meet some friends, you get some coffee, and this can go into other things. And if one person shows up, or if 5 people show up, or if 8, that's okay, and just keep doing it over and over again. But just like what I said in the beginning of the call, like it just starts by one person at a time. I didn't. I had a friend. I posted about this on social media after our 1 year, where I had someone ask me. They were like, "Well, what if no one showed up for your run when you first posted it?" I was like, "Well, I would have just kept on running until someone did." So
Just pick random people up on the
just
side of the road. I
exactly,
like it.
yeah.
I like
So,
it.
but people, I will say though, people are searching for community, especially coming from that post a couple of years of whatever happened when you're all locked up inside.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, people are searching for community. People just want to be around other people who are exercising, taking care of themselves, and just grow with them. So I definitely say if you're thinking about starting a run club or whatever it is, or just a community, you should definitely do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Even though you hate running, I think I would consider you a runner.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. I mainly love
I
the gym. I'm more of like a hybrid guy. So at
okay,
gym
that's
and
good.
yeah.
I wanted to do a little game with you here though, and I haven't told you this is
Oh.
coming up. So
Okay.
this is
Yeah.
going
I
to
know.
be I'm going to give you 8 places you can run in the world.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
going to be
8 places to
blind.
run.
You
Uh
have to
huh.
keep 4 and you have to cut 4 without knowing what's coming next.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you're going to give me 8 places to run in the world.
I'm
I
going to
can.
tell you one at a time. And
Okay.
once you hear it, you have to say keep or you have to say cut.
Oh,
And
this is
I'll
hard.
keep track of it.
Oh, all right. Go ahead, Derek.
All right. All right. First one is going to be Grand Canyon, Arizona.
First place to run, Grand Canyon, Arizona. Oh, you're starting out. You know what? Keep, because mentally that would be a hard one,
Okay.
especially if it's hot.
Grand Canyon. All right. Next one, Venice Beach, California.
I don't want that one because I'm actually that's where I'm going tomorrow, so I'm going to be running there.
Yeah, I know. When you had said that, I had the list. I was like, that's
Yeah,
crazy. All right.
yeah.
Great Wall of China.
Oh, 100% keep.
Keep that one. Great Wall.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm down to 2 more. Oh, this is hard.
Santorini, Greece. And I have images if you need to see what these look like.
Oh. No, move away.
All right.
Santorini, Greece.
All right. All our fans in Greece are going to be disappointed.
I know.
Don't worry. I don't think anyone's listening from Greece. Actually, no, we have had a couple from Greece.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but the
the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
The Amalfi.
100%.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yep.
Amalfi. All right.
And I always tell my girlfriend in another life I was an Italian who lived in the Amalfi Coast. So
I love it.
100%.
I love it. Machu Picchu.
Nah.
No. All right. All
Okay,
right.
so I have one more
we have
left.
2 left. One's going to keep. One's going to cut.
Okay.
All right. The Scottish Highlands.
I've seen the videos there. I want to take my chances. Let's move it away. Give me the last one.
That was a good choice. The last one is Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay, all right. I'll take it. You know what? Actually, one of my favorite runs that I've done was a 17-mile run around downtown Raleigh. And when I put it on Strava, it was just a literal run around the city because it was just a circle. I just ran around the whole city and just exploring.
That's crazy.
But it was fun. I'll take it.
How cold does it get down there during the winters?
It can get. The past time, I think it can get to like 10 degrees. It can get cold.
Do you guys still run regardless of weather as long as it's not lightning?
Yeah, get this. When we grew was actually during winter. Because we actually went harder. We were because think about it, when it's wintertime, people don't go outside.
Yeah.
So we actually did the opposite of we would do more because we do like socials and other things.
Yeah.
But we were promoting more socials, but then having people running outside and saying, of course, staying active and being able to walk. That's when our walking club started. So people would do that
I didn't realize you had a walking club too. That's awesome.
Yeah, that growth. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pace and minute pace and a walking option. So
that's great. We had on a group called the November Project. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but it was founded in Boston by a couple of Harvard rowers who realized once winter hit, they started getting out of shape, and hence November. So they would do these free workouts where they'd run bleachers at Harvard Stadium, and then different chapters throughout the country opened up. There's one in Worcester. It's in I think 12 different countries and 52 cities.
That's a smart idea.
It's very similar, but they do more. They run bleachers, or they'll do like HIIT workouts or hills, things like that. It's not, long distance running, but it's the same sort of thing where during the winter you got to do something to keep going. So it's very similar. I don't know. It's nice. It's cool to hear all these people doing it. And it's all free.
Yeah.
It's that community aspect. So I was able to go once to it. You run straight for a half hour bleachers, just up and down as many as you can get through. And the age ranges were like early 20s up to 70s, I believe. So it was, that was a good group of people. That's when the injuries started getting worse. So I was like, all right, I got it. And I finally went to physical therapy. Have you ever had anybody cup the muscles or anything yet? Have you done that cupping?
I haven't done cupping. I've had a couple of friends do it. How is it good?
They did it tonight. They take it where they like scrape it across your muscle. That one didn't feel so good in certain parts, and then they just suction them into a few others, and it felt a lot better once it was done. So
interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, we've got a plan in place, so we'll see how that ends up. I don't know. So how can what's the best way for people to reach out and find you guys if they're in the area?
The best way to just search up Oak City Run Club, OAKCITYRUNCLUB, not Eb. Wow. Oak City, long day. Oak City Run Club. That'll be the best way to do it. And then, from there, you'll see our group me. So our group me is where we have like different chats. So, people do we have a hangout chat. So people hang out with each other, playing pickleball. Anyone will meet up. Volleyball has turned into this gigantic thing. Like now every Fridays, there's like 60 plus people who meet for volleyball.
Really?
Yeah. And it just started just by 3 people going to play volleyball. And then now it's just, again, just like,
where do you have a space with that many nets?
Yeah. So the area where we live, if you're listening from Raleigh, if you're familiar with it, there's an area called North Hills where there's like a gigantic field where we meet up for our run club, and then like across the street there are like North Hills Park that has, I think it's 6 courts, and it's all sand
Oh,
volleyball.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
but
That's
that's
fun.
grown into its thing where people are like, hey, wintertime, can we like do this inside? So like that's gonna, again, people just want to be together, part of a
Yeah.
community. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I will say, if I can add on one thing,
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
to your question earlier of advice for starting a run club, I would 100% recommend and implement Tribes by Seth Godin. Trib as in boy es, Seth Seth Godin Godin, and he just talks about building a tribe. And I read that book, I just highlighted it everywhere and implemented everything. But like one of the
Okay.
biggest things that he says in there, and finishing up with on my side, is that when you're like, a tribe has to start with you, but for it to grow, you have to remove yourself, and it has to become its own thing. And for like basically like the tribe has to start with you. You have to start the community, the movement, whatever. But for it to really grow, it can no longer be about you, and it has to take off by itself.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that a lot. Open your hands and just let it fly off and do its own
exactly.
thing. And I like that. That is
Yeah,
really cool how you came back and someone's like, oh, is this your first time?
yeah.
And you weren't like, yo, I started this. It was
Nope. I was
more
just
like
like,
you
yeah,
just,
I've been coming here for a couple weeks. It's fun, right?
yeah.
And he's like,
No,
yeah,
that
it's
was,
awesome.
you said humble at the beginning. That's definitely a humble response there. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. Well, Emmanuel, I appreciate you so much taking the time and hopping on.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed with what you're doing and what everybody down there has gotten together to do. I think we need a lot more of that, and not just in running, but anybody who enjoys anything that you do. You're not the only one. Like,
Yeah.
form a club, get a community together, whether it's knitting or crocheting, horseback ride, whatever. I don't, there are
Mhm.
hundreds of people out there that enjoy the same thing.
100%. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me, Dirk.
Yeah, of course. Of course. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Again, if you enjoy it, give us a like, follow, subscribe, reach out to Emmanuel, Oak City Run Club. Check them out. They're doing a lot of amazing stuff.